Hi.
Morning.
I'd have been here a little earlier, but we had some excitement.
What's going on?
Nolan Ryan came by to bring Da a picture.
Ah, terrific. Da must be in his glory.
Oh, he is.
Pat told me how the two of you kept Ryan out of Finelli's sight yesterday. I think that's great.
Oh, it was fun, all right. But Jack may never forgive me. Unless I can get him an interview with another Ryan.
And what Ryan might he be having in mind?
Frank, if you don't feel up to it, you've got to tell me.
Is he here?
He's outside. He'd like to see you. He's waited a long time. You know he came by the bar to interview you about the campaign the day you fell.
He must have gotten a little different story than he had planned on, huh?
We didn't use it, though. He hasn't printed a word about you. He wanted to wait until he could get the truth.
Are we talking about the same Jack Finelli?
We are.
The one who used to relish taking pot shots at the police department?
I know it seemed like that. But if we answer his questions, I'm sure we can trust him to be fair now.
What kind of questions?
Questions about the accident, money, Nick Szabo. Honey, since we're going on with the campaign, we're going to have to answer them publicly anyway sometime.
Well, are you sure Jack Finelli's column is the place to do it?
Well, we can't expect him to hold off indefinitely. And I'd rather he got the straight facts from you.
Well, I've heard he's been hanging around the hospital a lot.
Oh, he has. But not just to get a story.
No? What for, then?
To see me.
Oh, maybe I better hold off my objections until... Well, anyway, once he gets his story, maybe he'll stop hanging around you then, huh?
Oh, I see. You think the only thing I have to offer him is my connection with you?
No. I know your worth. I just hope you find someone else who can appreciate it. You really want me to see this guy?
Only if you're up to it.
Okay.
Frank, not just for me.
Okay. I hope we can both get something out of this, huh?
Thank you. I'll get him.
A deadly virus.
There are outbreaks all over the country.
An experimental drug.
It worked in the lab.
A mother desperate for a cure.
I need to inject myself now.
Will she sacrifice herself to save her daughter? Watch Days of Our Lives, weeknights at 6 and 11 on SoapNet.
Meet Erica and her therapist, Dr. Tom. His specialty,
Time travel therapy?
she's running from the law,
Oh my God!
rescuing her family, and getting glimpses of her future.
Am I dead?
It's not always easy. Being Erica premieres Wednesday, January 26th at 11 on SoapNet.
Seduction, secrets,
We faked my death.
and scandal.
That is the national pastime here in Genoa City.
Catch it all on The Young and the Restless tonight at 7 on SoapNet.
Our abdominal core is an amazing anatomical composition of 12 muscles that wrap around us like a girdle and, when properly trained, holds our midsection flat and tight. But recent research shows that standard floor crunches train only 2 of these critically important core muscles.
You know, I see it all the time, especially for women who have that lower pooch sag. Regular crunches just don't work. To target your entire core requires a new way of thinking. A new way of exercising that doesn't involve crunches.
Introducing Crunchless Abs, the new method that sculpts your entire abdominal core.
As soon as you do one exercise, you're like, wow, I didn't know I even had those muscles.
Developed by fitness expert Linda LaRue, her unique method focuses on each core muscle like a laser, targeting your upper abs, those hard-to-reach deep lower abs, your side obliques, and wrapping all the way around to your lower back.
When you do the exercises from the very
very beginning. It's like that inner girdle that sucks you in and kind of tightens up everything, and you feel it from the front to the back without having a girdle on.
Best of all, it's crunchless. Spend just 10 minutes a day to turn flab to fab.
This really went a lot deeper into all of my muscles that surround my core. It helps zip everything in so that you look narrow at the waist, which is what every woman wants.
And now, for only $19.99, you can have Linda's remarkable Crunchless Abs video.
My abs are in great shape. My abs are in better shape than they were 20 years ago.
But call now and you can receive Crunchless Abs for only $9.99. Plus, we'll include 2 bonus Crunchless Ab workouts, yours free just for ordering. Altogether, a $40 value for only $9.99.
It gives you the results. It really, really works.
Call 1-800-736-6103. That's 1-800-736-6103. Call now.
Come in.
I don't know.
Hi, Bucky. Should put out the lights.
Yeah, sure. I was in the staff lounge, and I happened to notice you hadn't picked up your mail, so I thought I'd drop it by.
You're a love. Thank you. I was going to go and pick it up in a few minutes. You saved me a trip. Just put it on the desk.
Have you talked to Mother lately?
No! I've really got to call her one of these days. This was not for me. It's, Dr. Bradford. It's, box next to mine.
I'll bring it back. Oh, hey, how's your new apartment?
It's fine.
Well, if you ever need a handyman, just say the word.
There's really not that much that has to be done.
Nellie, you okay?
I'm fine, darling. Was there something else? I have to be in radiology in a few minutes.
No.
Well, then, thank you again for the delivery.
I heard Seneca was here.
Yes?
Is that what's wrong?
Partially.
Did you know he was coming?
No, it was a complete surprise. A shock, to put it mildly. He didn't warn me at all. Neither did Marshall.
Dr. Westheimer knew?
Oh, of course. Hadn't you heard? I mean, he's offered Seneca a position here at Riverside.
Yeah, I heard a rumor.
He didn't even have the decency to ask me how I'd feel about it.
Maybe thought you'd be pleased. Well, when I heard about it, I thought you were getting what you wanted. There might be reconciliation.
It isn't what I wanted, and no. No, there won't be any reconciliation.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's nothing you said. It's just... I thought I had everything worked out. It really isn't anything I can explain.
Look. Now, one way to look at it is that if he gave up his work out there and his hunting and his fishing and his mountain climbing to come back east, he must really love you.
Bucky, you're so dear. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, but I do have to be in radiology very soon.
I'm sorry. I wish you could tell me what's wrong. You said Seneca's only part of it.
I'd like to tell you, but I can't.
You mean you don't know what's wrong, or you do know and you can't tell me?
you were going to take this with you, weren't you?
Yeah. Look, if you ever need someone to talk to,
I know. Thank you.
Hello, Frank.
Jack?
Glad to see you better. I appreciate you seeing me.
I have a ways to go, but the doctors tell me that I have a chance for complete recovery. Pull up a chair.
Thanks. You're going to continue the campaign?
Yes, as long as there's the possibility that I can do a good job about it, why, I'm going to keep trying for it.
Why do you want to be city councilman?
It's a legitimate question.
I already told you why, Jack.
Your sister said you wanted to make a contribution.
She's right. I love this city, especially Riverside. It's given me a great deal. I'd like to give something back. I'd like to be in a position to have more effect on the changes and growth of the community than I could have as a private citizen.
Well, you were pretty effective as a private citizen when you managed to stop that hospital land grab.
I didn't stop it single-handedly. I only urged the tenants not to take it lying down. Whether their proposals will be understood and taken it, we still don't know, but it's all in the courts now. At least those families in those buildings bought themselves some time to figure out where they'll go if they eventually are displaced.
You don't quite have the heroic image of yourself that your sister does.
I don't think man has to be heroic to accomplish things.
I agree with you there. Have you been able to remember anything more about your fall? How it happened?
No, it's all pretty much of a blank. I do remember going in the stairwell, though.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, it's all come back up to that point.
Did you see anyone in the stairwell?
Not that I recall.
What were you doing in the hospital?
I was looking for my brother, Pat. I wanted to invite him to a party across the street.
Was that the first time you'd been in the hospital that day?
No, I'd been here early to see Nick Szabo.
Why was that?
Well, he wanted me to come by, and I thought I should because he's always been a good friend of my father's.
What do you want to talk to you about?
He wanted to offer me a campaign contribution.
How much?
I don't know. I turned him down before he named a figure.
Why'd you refuse it?
I've made it a policy not to accept support from special interest groups, and Nick owns a considerable amount of property here in Riverside.
I understand the emergency room personnel found $6,500 on you. Do you remember carrying the money?
Very clearly.
Where'd you get it?
From my savings account. It was in a special account that held my pension fund and pension money from the police force. I'd withdrawn it earlier that day.
What were you planning on doing with it?
Turn it over to my campaign fund.
What for?
Some expenses we were anticipating.
Well, Mary told me you had plenty of money in the campaign fund.
I'd decided we needed to put out another mailing, and I wanted to have some money for printing and postage.
Well, why did you take it in cash if you were just transferring from one account to another?
Well, the accounts weren't in the same bank, you know.
Well, even so, you could have drawn a cashier's check.
Yeah, but I didn't really know how much we'd need in the campaign fund, and I wanted to deposit the rest of the money in my special savings account, my checking account.
Then why 6,500? Why not 6,000 or 7,000?
I wanted to keep 500 in the account. That gave me 6,500 to take out.
Must have been quite a blow to find the money disappeared.
Well, I assume the hospital is liable for it.
Have you discussed it with their attorneys?
No, not yet.
You think the hospital is liable where your accident's concerned?
I don't know.
I guess it'd be pretty hard to make a case since you don't remember what caused the fall.
I'm afraid that's right, yeah.
Do you remember what you told your sister when you first regained consciousness?
No, I don't.
Well, she told you, didn't she? That you said you were pushed.
She told me I said the word push.
What do you think you meant?
I haven't any idea.
If your memory's hazy on some points, do you think your mind was affected by the fall?
If it is, I'm not aware of it. My doctors assure me that there's absolutely no brain damage.
Do you feel mentally capable of continuing the campaign and serving as city councilman?
Absolutely.
Well, I think that about does it. I'll let you rest now. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
If Frank remembers anything else about the fall, I'll get in touch with you.
Okay, fine. Goodbye, Frank.
Yeah.
I'll call you later.
How do you think it went?
I'm not sure.
What do you do when the person hurting you
You made me feel worthless!
is your own father?
Shoot me. I dare you.
Then,
This is Bodhi's baby. You deserve to know the truth, John.
just when she's ready to confess,
Will you marry me?
watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
There's a place called Hidden Valley where kids not only eat their vegetables, they can't get enough. Hidden Valley Ranch makes vegetables delectable. There's more from Hidden Valley than just ranch flavor. There's Farmhouse Originals with flavors like garden tomato, creamy Parmesan, and hickory bacon. Farmhouse Originals give this valley a whole new flavor.
What?
Picturica, where you gotta find it first and find it fast.
Picturica.
Ow.
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist.
They do exist. Santa?
A mother and daughter take matters into their own hands. Will she pay the price?
Either let me go or arrest me.
Or will her daughter finish the job to avenge her husband's death?
I want you in hell where you belong.
Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
Good grief. An ink yet.
What's the matter?
There are 2 patients named Brown in this ward, and I just about gave medication to the wrong one.
Well, at least you caught your mistake, right?
Yeah. This time.
Bucky, it's not really that serious.
No, I guess it isn't.
Hey, there's a rumor going around that Seneca Bolak's coming to Riverside.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I guess your aunt's pretty happy about that, right?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say she's pretty upset. I've never seen her so down.
Well, I don't really care what your aunt thinks, but if you're upset, I'd like to do something about it.
What have you got in mind?
I don't know. You always seem to cheer me up when I feel bad.
Well, maybe we can figure out some way for you to reciprocate. Well, unfortunately, I'm on duty tonight.
Yeah, so am I.
Well, we could at least have dinner in the cafeteria together.
Sure. Would that cheer you up?
Not as much as taking you out to the houseboat again.
But Bucky, I don't really think that's too good an idea.
Oh, well, we wouldn't be alone this time.
Well, who'd be with us?
Pat. Pat's going out with me our next free day.
Oh, well, would he mind if I came too?
I love it.
Well, okay. Yeah, I'd like to do that. I've got to get back to the lab, okay? I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat. I hope you don't mind me crashing your party.
Huh? Hey, Pat, you gotta do something for me.
Like what?
Well, like coming out to the houseboat with Faith and me. Look, I already told her you'd be there.
Are you kidding? I'd love to. What do you want me around for?
Chaperone.
Chaperone?
Well, that's the only way I can get her out there with me.
Oh, I get it. I come out with you and then take a nice long walk around the marina?
No, you stick with us every minute. I really want her to be comfortable.
Well, okay, if that's the way you want it, great. I'll even bring beer and pretzels.
Great. Oh, hey, let's go check and see when we've got time off, okay?
Hey, you think we could take a cruise up the Hudson? I used to know this terrific girl in Poughkeepsie.
Anywhere you say, man.
Next, spend some time in Genoa City with the young and the restless. Later, see who's stirring up trouble in Pine Valley on All My Children. Only on SoapNet.
I want to see the world.
No can do.
Yeah, you're right. We should go.
Grab a friend.
Gotcha.
Hold on tight, because everything's totally tangled. Tangled is an absolute delight.
I can't believe I did this.
An exciting adventure that's laugh out loud funny. 4 stars.
Yeah! This is a very big day.
Tangled, rated PG, now playing in 3D.
Why spend all your time in the kitchen when you can actually party at your party with homemade Chex Party Mix? 5 great recipes that wow the crowd, and you can make them in only 15 minutes. Get out of the kitchen. Get into the party. Homemade Chex Party Mix.
Ever worn your clothes in the shower? If you're using other moisturizing body washes, you might as well be. You see, their moisturizer sits on top of skin, almost as if you're wearing it. Only Dove Deep Moisture has Nutrient Moisture, a breakthrough formula with natural moisturizers that can nourish deep down. It's the most effective natural nourishment ever. Dove Deep Moisture with Nutrient Moisture, superior natural nourishment for your skin.
For strong bones, I take calcium. But my doctor told me that most calcium supplements aren't absorbed properly unless taken with food. He recommended Citrical. It's different. It's calcium citrate, so it can be absorbed with or without food. Citrical.
Now is the time to put your muscle, your strength, and your commitment behind MDA. Together, we can provide hope, help, and greater understanding in the fight against the devastating muscle diseases that affect children and adults. Be the next to flex, the next to join in the fight. Make a muscle. Make a difference. MDA.
People are talking about General Hospital. Cheryl Simpson posted on Facebook, "I am loving the secret between Brenda and Dante." Jessica Rigby adds, "This will be the big twister. Poor Sonny, poor Lulu." Kristen J. Fluger wants to see Carly versus Brenda. Let the duel begin. But Megan Werner says, "No more secrets between Sonny and Brenda. They need a fresh start." And Pearl Ann Brown sums it up with, "Drama, drama, drama." People are talking about General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
No one can find out what we did.
I mean, these secrets you're trying to keep, they're gonna take you down.
I love you.
Brenda and Dante having an affair? Sonny's great love sleeps with his long-lost son? I mean, that's just fun to say.
how'd it go?
I'm not sure.
You didn't leave Finelli alone with Frank, did you?
Oh, no, I was in there with him, but it just was a little hard to tell. Jack's a little hard to read sometimes.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Frank answered all the questions, though. And I do think that we can trust Jack to tell the truth and be fair.
Mary, I hope you're not falling in love with Jack Finelli.
Why, Dad?
You really have to ask me that.
Yes, I do.
You've nothing in common. The man's old enough to be a father.
Oh, nowhere near.
He's a womanizer. He's a hard drinker.
I haven't seen it.
Well, that's his reputation. Look, darling, the man doesn't believe in anything.
He certainly does.
Well, what does he believe in?
Honesty, for one thing.
Oh. Well, that's very commendable. But when it's used only for destructive purposes, it loses some of its virtue. Look, honey, he's a negative man. He looks for the worst in everything. And that's just the opposite of you. You're positive. You look for the good in people, not for the evil in them. Look, a man like that could break your spirit, and that would be a tragic thing.
You're saying that he'd have more influence on me than I'd have over him.
Look, Mary, I know you're strong and you're independent. But sometimes love can make you very vulnerable, too.
Da, I just wish you'd get to know him before you start judging him.
I'll decide if I want to after I read what he writes about Frank.
Things could be worse.
Now, where have I heard that before?
What's the matter?
Da's not very happy about my seeing Jack Finelli.
He probably doesn't think there's anybody good enough for you.
Pat, I understand what he's talking about. Jack is cynical. He does seem to have a hard shell around him, but underneath it, he's a funny and a very good man who happens to have lived a lot and been hurt a lot. All he needs is someone to love him the way he wants and needs to be loved.
And you think that should be you?
I don't know. He's certainly the most interesting man I've ever met. And I like him. Despite what everyone else seems to think, I trust him.
Well, your instincts are usually pretty good.
Wish you'd tell Da that.
Yeah, Dave, I'll have the Ryan story on your desk this afternoon. And Dave, it's a good one.
In Landview, rules were meant to be broken, and its residents will stop at nothing to get their way. Catch all the Landview shenanigans on an all-new episode of One Life to Live, weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.